dial, a mega dial, and a super mega dial. You know why? Because we are just the best radio station around. Welcome, my name is Jude Ikami Jude. I do this every weekday between 1 and, of course, 3 p.m. And thank God we are alive to be here again to talk about issues in our country, so that we can all drive this country to, that particular stage, okay? That point, that level where we all want it to be. A good one at that. Yeah, a good one. All right. My name is Jude, like I said, and I have, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid joining me virtually this afternoon. A very beautiful afternoon to you, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jude. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so very much. All right, in case you are just joining us or you're just tuning in, feel free to share these broadcasts, to your friends, even your enemies. Just share it, okay? And you can watch us live. Tell them you can watch us live on VOP 90.3 FM. All of our social media platforms, you can watch us. But especially YouTube, where I am right now. Yeah, you can watch me on YouTube now. And in case you don't know, just go there, dial VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube, and we're just there together. Now, also feel free to start dropping your comments. Yes, via WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number, in case you don't know, is 0700 903 9039. Again, 0700 903 9039. Now, what are we looking at today? A plethora of issues, a whole lot of issues back to back in our dear beloved country. Yes. A whole lot of issues, like I said. But hope you are also aware that Huriwa has written to the Supreme Court to disqualify Tinubu over identity theft and certificate forgery. Okay. Just chill. We'll give you more details. Okay? But then before I go into that, let me also state some other issues here that we will be touching, as we forge ahead this afternoon. First of all, there's a minister here, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, has said Nigerians, has asked Nigerians to shift their focus away from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's certificate saga and focus on national development. Focus on national development. Okay. Away from that, I should also let you know that the swearing in of 23 newly appointed Federal High Court judges by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has begun in Abuja. The new judges were inaugurated at the main courtroom of the Supreme Court, Abuja. Yes, today. Well, we'll get more information as we get that, okay? Just thought I should bring you that notice. Now, away from that again, there is something popping up. Seriously. And I'm really trying to find my words this afternoon. Like, be careful how I use words, how I say some of these things, okay, this afternoon. But then, I hope you are also aware that Tinubu has nominated Balarabe to replace Erufai and, of course, two others. Yes, the president yesterday named Balarabe Abbas Lawal from Kaduna State as minister nominee to replace former Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who was earlier rejected by the Senate in August. I know you remember that anyway. So that's what's up as regards that. Okay, now, Sheidu, or Sheibu, that's his name, Perogi, dissects Tinubu's Chicago documents. A whole lot of persons are talking about that particular particular document? Well, we'll get to all of that, okay? Again, don't forget, we'll be touching on the fact that government will begin disbursement of 50,000 naira each to 1.5 million market women. And some Nigerians have come out to say, do we need that? Is that what we should be doing at this point in time? I don't know. Maybe when I get to open up the studio lines, you will then answer, some of you, just get to hear your own opinion as regards that, okay? But now, let's set the record straight, first of all. The All Progressives Congress, yesterday chastised the People's Democratic Party presidential standard bearer, Atiku Abubakar, over his quest to obtain President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's record from the Chicago State University. Yes. The National Publicity Director of the APC, Bala Ibrahim, attributed Atiku and the PDP's action to what he called post-election defeat dishonor. He claimed that Nigerians had rejected the opposition party following years of mismanagement and admonished the former vice president to quit politics. Yes. Now, this is happening as the United States District Court for Northern Illinois reportedly received the former Lagos State Governor certificate as ordered by Justice Nancy. Okay, let me put that away for now. Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, let's get to you. The Huriwa, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has urged the Supreme Court of Nigeria to disqualify President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from office or compel him to resign over his alleged identity theft and certificate forgery, according to Huriwa. Let's start from there. Your take on that.
Julian, that call has, for me, has no support under our law. I don't know the ground upon which they are doing that. I don't know the law they are relying upon to ask for that. But for me, that particular call has no basis under our law, has no any support under our law. I'm not aware of any law which empowers Supreme Court to remove anybody. If I thought everyone is even asking a president to be removed, they should have directed their request to the National Assembly. They are asking the National Assembly to commence an impeachment proceeding against the president for forgery or something like that. But asking the Supreme Court to sack the president, it has no basis under our law. That's no basis under our law. The appropriate people the appropriate institutions that can remove the president aside from the court in terms of a tribunal. When it comes to the court can remove the president if based on the tribunal case. But just asking them to just use their power and then remove it, not possible. The National Assembly can initiate a impeachment proceeding against the president. Yeah, that's governed by our law. But that call, what they are saying, for me, has no position or basis of that law.
Okay, again, to further buttress that, I'm sure you are also aware that the PDP, standard, Atiku, let me go straight to it. Atiku himself, has submitted documents in, the Supreme Court. Are you saying that document might not see the light of the day?
No, that's not what I'm saying. The Iruwa has no case in court. They are not party before the court. So Iruwa asking the court to just remove the president has no basis in law. But if Iruwa is saying the court is enjoining the court to look at the Atiku's case properly and if possible and do the justice to it, yes, I would say where they are just giving admonition to the Supreme Court. But asking the Supreme Court to has no basis. That does not mean that I'm saying that Atiku has no case or he cannot has no case before the Supreme Court. The case is still pending, and the Atiku having obtained a new evidence before from the Chicago State University to the effect that the president forged his certificates. They can approach the Supreme Court with that certificate, with those documents, and then see whether or not the Supreme Court will agree with him. I know the issue they will face at the Supreme Court, which Atiku that will be faced at the legal battle that will be at the Supreme Court, will be as to whether or not Atiku can bring that document to the Supreme Court and whether or not that document is admissible. by the Supreme Court. But for me, I think we should go. The issue of whether Atiku has a case or not, I think the matter is already before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will decide that. I also want to, at this point, disagree with people who say that the Supreme Court has no power to look at documents that was not tendered at the trial or at the Court of Appeal. That is not correct. If you look at Section 22 of the Supreme Court Act, that section empowers the Supreme Court to look into a new document, and there are cases in that regard. In fact, former CJN, the one that was removed, Mr. Onoge, in a case of Eyinlawo and Oke in 2008, agreed that the Supreme Court can look at a different can look at a document that was not tendered at trial. If on the context, when I say someone can look at it, it is not automatic though. It is not automatic that Supreme Court vote. So what it means is that it is at the discretion of the Supreme Court to do that. So if you are asking the court to look at a new document, you will come by way of application to the court, leave of court to do that. You will have to establish the fact that, look, this evidence you are bringing is new, and at the time you are doing the case, the evidence was not available because it's not within your capacity to get it at that time. There are difficulties for you to get it. Secondly, you have to also establish that that document is credible and that it will affect the case if not looked into. That, in other words, you have crucial effects on the case before the court. And thirdly, that it is credible. So if you can establish it before the court and the court agrees with you, then the Supreme Court will look into it. There's no the people who say the Supreme Court cannot look at what was not presented at lower court. I disagree with them. If you look at the Electoral Act, particularly Section 55 of the first schedule of the Electoral Act, the Electoral Act, that section, I like the fact that, look, the procedure of the Supreme Court or Court of Appeal, as regard appeal from either the High Court to the Court of Appeal or from the tribunal, that is tribunal in the particular case now is Court of Appeal, from Court of Appeal to Supreme Court, the Supreme Court rules will be applicable. In other words, you go to the Supreme Court rules. So I will talk about Supreme Court law now. I'm talking about Section 32 of the Supreme Court law, which allows the court to look into a new document. So for me, the article, there is chance for article to have that. But more beyond that, I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking at that removal of the president or not removal of the president. I think we should be more concerned about the fact that, look, our president has been confirmed as somebody who forged a certificate. That should be more. We should be more worried because that has more implication for us within and outside the country. It will affect our image. It will affect our image, and as it is today now, look at markets. In a week's time or more now, most countries will review their education policy requirements regarding admission of a student from Nigeria, and they will also now do more examinations of documents being submitted by Nigerian students. That is ridiculous, because they will not trust us any longer. If you listen to the deposition yesterday, one of the things said by the registrar of Chicago State University, when he was asked regarding whether or not that certificate that was tendered to that was given to INEC by the president was issued by them, he said they did not issue that one. That they don't reissue certificates, and therefore, and he said that is common in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria that they do that. In other words, it's Nigerian people that does that kind of a thing. So what I'm saying is that, look, we should be more concerned about our image now. Not only whether or not the president will be removed by the Supreme Court. I will not be surprised if the Supreme Court did not go on the way of technicality and decide to say they will not look at it, or they will look at it and say it doesn't hold water. I will not be surprised. But our image is already battered, because whether or not Supreme Court confirms the president, that will not remove the fact that our president forged a certificate. For people who don't know the case, the issue of the case, because some people have been misled. There is no article is not saying. Alhaji Atiku is not saying that Asiwaju did not attend the Chicago State University between 1977 and 1979. Alhaji Atiku is not saying that certificate was not issued to Alhaji to the president. The one Alhaji Atiku is saying that if you look at that Alhaji the current president in 1999 submitted a document, a certificate from Chicago State University dated 1997 to the INEC, and they now say they should confirm whether or not that certificate was issued by them. And their response, they say no, the one we issue to Alhaji to the president is not this one, even though we issue a certificate.
It's so not. It's not that one.
It means that yes. What does it mean? It means that the document submitted was fake and was forged. That is the meaning. The Nigerians, because of our sentiments, we are looking away from it. We are waiting for Supreme Court to decide whether or not the president has committed forgery or not. So because people will go to town and start jubilating once the Supreme Court says the president once the president is not removed. They will be they will be saying the Supreme Court said it did not forge the document. The fact is still there. The fact is still there. The document, because the president, sometimes in 1999 or so, claimed that his document, his house were ransacked or something, and that all his documents were taken away, including his certificates. So rather than apply for a new one, or find a way, or do affidavit, or find a way of getting another one, the president, in quotes, probably went to Oluwole and tried to do another one. That is the one he submitted to the INEC, and that is the one the president, the CSU said they are not aware of. They don't know about that one. Even though they issued certificate to him, but that is not the one they issued to him. They won't know how that one how it comes about that particular certificate. What it means indirectly is that the president forged a certificate. So should we be waiting for Supreme Court to tell the president to go? If we're in a country where things are people have
hold on, Barrister Tunde. Is it possible, like what you said, is it possible for the Supreme Court to bring in the issue of technicalities again at this point? I mean, is it possible?
No, I've said it earlier on that I said when you say something is at your discretion, it means it is the way you see it. You will look at it. But when you say in law, when we say something is at the discretion of the court, what we are saying is that the court has a choice to either go this way or that way. But in law too, when you say a court has a discretion, that does not mean the court will just sit down and say, this is what I feel. He must exercise that discretion judicially and judiciously. What does it mean by that? He must look at the fact on ground, and he must look at the law. But you see, people are already pounding to certain facts that never happened before. No court, the Supreme Court don't look at a case before the trial court. It's not a trial court. It's not possible. It cannot be done. You can't call evidence again. This Supreme Court, this is a sui generis case. People are already pounding to that one now. And most likely, Supreme Court can also go that way. That is technical as far as I'm concerned. But what I will be expecting Supreme Court to look at is whether or not that document is actually forged or not. If that document exists, and that deposition from the CSU is before the court, and it's seen by the court that truly they said it was not issued to him, I will be expecting the court to say, look, from the document available with us, the president forged. But no, it's not that simple. The court will look at how the dilemma that the PDP will be facing now, and the area where the court may likely want to pounce on PDP is how will that document be tendered before the court? How will it come before the court? Those are the issues people are talking about. How will it come? How will they present it before the court? Will the court allow them to even bring it in? Those are the issues before the Supreme Court. So if the Supreme Court is looking at justice of the matter, I think technicality will not come in. But I will be surprised if they will not apply technicality and throw away the case. I will be surprised. I will be surprised, and it will be sad if we are going that route again. I think we should go beyond the technicality. The Supreme Court has said severally that the era of technicality is gone. But the same Supreme Court, they are applying it in most of the cases that we have seen these days. So I think we should be more concerned about the merits of the case rather than the technical aspect of it. Once the leave of court is sought by the Supreme Court, by the PDP, I expect the Supreme Court to allow them bring that document in and look at the merits of it, so that issue will be settled completely. Because if that issue is not settled today, In 2027, the issue will come again, and we'll be back to where we are today. So I think the Supreme Court should take all this stress and look at it properly and allow them to bring it. Like I said again, this has not, this, whether or not the Supreme Court remove the president or not remove the president, for me, I am ashamed as in Nigeria that our president has been alleged to have forged a document. That has battered our image as far as I'm concerned in the international community. Anybody that's not ashamed, so he has his choice. That I am ashamed as in Nigeria for me to say, for people to say your country, your president forged a certificate. It's very, very embarrassing and disgraceful. I think it's not and for people who are blaming or accusing Alhaji Atiku for going this long, I think we should be praising Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and we should be congratulating him for doing this. Because with this step that he has taken now, most people who want to, because we have so many of them in our system, not only in politics, even our various employment area, people who are working. Some people are working with fake certificates. Okay. We have so many of them. So people who want to use that fake certificate to apply or for any job or election in the near future will be more careful with what Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has done now. So we should appreciate him more that he has extended our jurisprudence and he has making it more look. He has created an avenue for people to know that look, I can even go this law way to achieve my result or to confirm whatever I believe in. Rather than we saying, is Atiku not also corrupt? Is that the point of grant? Is that the point of grant? The fact that we say Mr. A is corrupt. If Mr. A sees Mr. B stealing, you should not talk again. If Mr. A, you say Mr. A is corrupt, Mr. A is a thief. That Mr. A now saw Mr. B or he sees Mr. B stealing somewhere. He now calling people, Mr. B is stealing your good. You are now saying, don't call us. You are also a thief. Is that not what they are saying? If they are saying Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has no moral ground to say anything because he has been alleged to also be corrupt, is that the issue? Is that the issue on grant? People like to bury issue. They will go away from the issue and attend to something else. I think we should not allow this thing to go just this way. It is shameful. It's embarrassing for our president to be accused of false certificate and for the school to also come out and say we did not issue this certificate to him. Abba, that is embarrassing. People should get it out again. That I'm not saying the president did not go to CSU.
Okay. I
am not saying he was not issued with a certificate at CSU. But what we are saying is that the certificate submitted to INEC was not the one issue that he claimed that it was issued to him by INEC. It's not the one issued to him by CSU. That is the point Atiku want to identify, and he has been able to identify that. And even though the issue of a female was found, that has been cleared by the school. They said it's an error. Yes, let's take that. They said the issue of discrepancies in other documents. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, I think, is not concerned about those issues. Even though we were told that Asiwaju claimed that he went to a particular government college in 1970, when we were told that the school was established in 1974. Those are embarrassing situations for us.
All right. As it is now, let's talk about the way forward out of all of this thing, out of all of these issues, because some, like I mentioned, Hudiwa said that the president should. They told the Supreme Court, to disqualify the president and compel him to resign, over his alleged identity theft and certificate forgery, and alongside some Nigerians are also of the opinion, that is either the president apologizes or, resign or, something. But then the question is, who are we expecting? Who are we waiting for to judge this issue back home? Now, let's leave CSU issue and let's come back home to, Nigeria now. Are we expecting appeal court to do the needful, or we're expecting the person of Tinubu himself? Sorry?
The matter has gone beyond the appeal court. The matter is before the Supreme Court now. So we should be waiting for the Supreme Court to decide on it. Because the issue before the Supreme Court now will be whether or not Atiku can rely on those documents, whether on how with Atiku tender those documents before the court. Those are issues before the court that the court will be looking into. But what has been clear from the findings at the CSU is that the president forged a certificate. So that is already established by the school. The fact that, look, we issue a certificate, but the one he submitted to INEC we don't know about that one. We don't know how he got that one. So that means that was forged. That is the meaning of what they are saying. So for me, we have a Supreme Court to look at that. But you know, Supreme Court is about law, it's about technicality at sometimes. So it is not automatic for Supreme Court to say just because this document is available, then the president should resign. You can't force him to resign. It's his choice to either resign or not. And if the Supreme Court will look at the matter, if the Supreme Court look at it and on their own wisdom, believe that nothing has that's not enough to set aside his victory, the Supreme Court will affirm we ask him to continue. But like I said earlier on, whether or not we like it, that will affect our image in the international community. In fact, it will also affect the president's image at the international community, because it's shameful for people to say your president, in quotes, forged a certificate. That is shameful. That is embarrassing for us, and we should be looking at that. We should not be looking at whether or not he will win or he will be removed. I tell you, the president will not resign. If you are waiting for him to resign, he will not resign. And if you are waiting for the Supreme Court to remove him, it may not happen. It may happen.
Barrister Tunji, you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. With all of these that have played out in, at the CSU, does this not go forward to show the level of incompetence back here in Nigeria amongst our judges?
No, that's not an incompetence on the part of judges. Judges don't look at issue from outside. In fact, all these documents you are talking about now, that this forgery issue, if nobody submit it before the court will not even talk about it. They will not say anything about it. The court decide cases based on what is before them, not what they read on the pages of newspaper, or what they see, or what people say on social media. No, that does not mean they are not competent. The cases are in court. It's unfortunate. Cases in court, like I always say, it, that cases in court is not about who's saying the truth.
But hold on, is INEC not supposed to verify? INEC is supposed to be the one to verify. INEC was supposed to verify all of these certificates, all of these results, all of these documents, so to speak, before this level we are, before they got to where we are, where no one understands what's going on anymore. INEC is there saying...
No, INEC has no such power to do that.
Really?
But even INEC said to... Yes, it's only the person who is challenging the paper that will have to do that. INEC cannot go to court and challenge your document and say, this document submitted by you is fake, or it's not correct, or will disqualify you.
So who is supposed to do that? Who is supposed to do that? Do we have a body that is mandated?
Law, like I said, by our law, is the person who is saying, I'm aware that this document submitted by this person is fake or forged. So the body is on you. In other words, if you are, for example, if it's a primary, if it's a party primary, you must be an aspirant in that primary for you to challenge it. If it's a normal election, you must be a candidate for you to challenge it. So anybody outside those people cannot challenge it. But before the election, you can go to court if it's not about the election. If it's about the election, it's only those who participate in the election, the aspirant or the candidate, that can challenge. But outside the election, Nigerians can also say go to court and then they approach the court. But it depends. The court may ask, what is your locus? How are you affected? You know that we have law in Nigeria. That's the way things operate in Nigeria. So it is not about the fact that the judges are not doing their job or they are not competent or not. No, it's about the law. They follow the law and they do things in line with the law. So it's not about competency or no competency. What we should be talking about now is about our National Assembly. This is an area where if we are in a country where things are done the way it's been done, this is an area where the National Assembly will come in. The National Assembly will come in and say, look, this issue of CSU is an embarrassment to the country, is a disgrace to the country, is shameful to the country, it is not good, and that our president has been alleged to have forged documents. They can, on that ground, even commence an impeachment proceeding against the president. But in this country, I doubt if that will happen. In fact, they will even be justifying it and telling you that the president Alhaji Atiku should not have gone that way. Why should you go that route? Why should you be looking for all language? Why should you be desperate to take over power? No, that's so. We should be more concerned about National Assembly in this regard, and we should be watching Supreme Court to see what the Supreme Court will say, and then if we're not satisfied with the decision of the Supreme Court, we'll put pressure on the National Assembly to do the needful. All
right, now, National Assembly to do the needful. Before then, speaking on the release of the president's record, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, Festus Keyamo, and Senior Special Assistant, or Advisor rather, to the President on Media and Publicity, Tope Ajayi, mocked Atiku, actually. And they were saying his efforts were was an exercise in futility. What do you think?
They don't know what they are saying. They don't know what they are saying. And it's even a disgrace for them, particularly the efficient minister, who in 1999 or so, I can't remember, went to court to challenge this certificate, to challenge the credentials or the qualifications of the president regarding the academic qualification. The same person is now in power and is now talking about forgery. We are alleging somebody being alleged of forgery. What they are trying to deceive people who don't understand what is on ground. They are deceiving people on the ground that look. They were trying to bury the issue. They were now talking about the CSU has confirmed that Asiwaju attended Chicago State University. That is not the case before the court, before Atiku. That is not what Atiku is pursuing. What Atiku is pursuing goes beyond whether or not he attended the school. We are all aware that there's no dispute again that he attended the school between 1977 and 1979. The issue the article is trying to establish, the discovery he was trying to establish, was whether or not the certificate submitted by what's it called? The certificate submitted by the president to INEC, certificate submitted to INEC, it was actually issued by CSU or not. That is the issue before that. So them celebrating that is, as far as I'm concerned, is an ignorance. As far as I'm concerned, they are ignorant and they are deceiving themselves, and they are not sincere with what they are doing, and it's unfortunate.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, the senior special advisor to the president on media and publicity, has also cheated the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, whom he labeled as an ingrate. Now, we're taking this, discussion to another level. They're saying that Atiku is actually an ingrate, that he shouldn't have taken all of this to that level. Now, let me read, what he said verbatim right now. Now, he said that, Ajayi, who bared his mind, disclosed that nobody deserved to subject a friend, that is Tinubu, to the level of, indignity as Atiku did. So it means these guys are friends, actually. What they're saying is, don't you think they should have settled outside, somewhere as friends, to keep this matter together and to, forge ahead as a country? Don't you think so?
Should we be considering that? You see, this is why Nigeria is where it is today. We allow sentiment and emotion to carry our art. In other words, we don't even think properly. We talk sometimes, those who call leaders and those who call elites, those who call educated. Sometimes when they talk, I just cry for this country, that these are the people who call leaders. How can you be saying, just because you are my brother and you are a thief, so as just keep quiet? Just because you are my friend and you are committing crime, as you keep quiet? That's what they are saying. That we should just be using paddy, or we should be using friendship, or we should be using family to cover crime. That's what they are saying. So they are saying that, look, whenever you see anybody doing bad, and that person is close to you, or you know him, or he's from your community, just don't say anything. Otherwise, you'll be seen as pursuing your friend or pursuing your town man. No, I think we should go beyond this. It's unfortunate that people who call elders, people who call leaders, people who are in poor position to move this country forward are the ones thinking in that manner. And for me, it's sad. It's unfortunate that we have such people in a position of authority.
Let me quote.
That tells you the kind of policy that will be seen. Because if you have that kind of people who are thinking in that manner, it shows the kind of thing they will be pulling out. It shows they don't think proper. That is the meaning. Because if you are saying just because somebody is your friend and somebody is committing crime, or and you believe that you are suspicious, or the fact that that person is doing something that's not good, or that will damage the country, I should just keep quiet because it's my friend.
All right, a minute, barrister. Hear this. He went further to actually say something that is very, very vital. I just feel I should read all of this out. He said, for me, in quote now, I'm quoting him. He said, for me, the issue is not whether President Tinubu graduated from Chicago State University or not. It is a fact that former Vice President Atiku is not a decent man. Nobody should subject his or her friend to the level of assault and indignity he has subjected Tinubu to because of earthly position and contestation of power, right? Now, he now went further to end. He said, we are talking of a Tinubu that had moved mountains for Atiku in the past. A Tinubu that offered Atiku a shelter when he was thoroughly beaten by rain and stripped naked by President Obasanjo and his party PDP in 2007. Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, is this not interesting?
This is sad. It's sad that this is coming from people who are in position of authority. It's sad.
Or don't you also think Atiku should have considered all of this and not go this all of these things?
In that case, you are saying that Atiku should have, if Atiku believe that if he sees people carrying our trillions of naira from our cover, or see people carrying our oil, he should just keep quiet because they are friends. They are his friends. So if his friends are committing crime, he should just keep quiet because they are his friends. You see, this is why this country is not growing. We are not growing because we allow sentiment all the time to cover to carry our to occupy us more. We don't rather than think properly or directly. They will think about sentiment. Just let it slide. Let it slide. You allow crime to slide. You allow crime to slide. We don't. It appears some people don't even know the consequences of what we are talking about here. The international community are watching. They are seeing all these things that is happening, and the president is asking for federal direct investment. With the way things are going in this country, who will come and invest in this country the way it is now? You listen to this man yesterday? Says that it's only in Nigeria that they do that. It's embarrassing. You know, he said it's only in Nigeria. When he was asked where this certificate of a thing, these are issues that we do not issue it. It's only in Nigeria that they do that. Are you not getting the
of course
the statement that they are sending? Yeah, and like I said, from henceforth now, you will see some changes in policies and of foreign countries against Nigeria. That is why you see us who travel whenever they want to do anything. Nigeria will be separate. They will keep them aside. We are coming back to you. Let's finish this one first. It's embarrassing. This will add more to it because people will see us more as people who forge certificate. If you claim to be a doctor, a PhD, or whatever, they will screen your certificate again very well to know whether or not truly you actually have the certificate. It's embarrassing. It is not. It's embarrassing. It has nothing. You don't justify that with anything. Even if that person that is saying it is also in that same category, in as much as whatever he's saying is not lying against that person, I don't see what is bad in it. If the only area where we will say Atiku has done something bad, if at the end of the day it's found that look, what he has said was a lie. But as it is today now, Atiku did not lie. He's been vindicated because the document has shown that clearly that certificate that was tendered by the president to INEC was not issued by CSU. So it shows that it was forged. That is the meaning. Who forged it, we don't know. Where it came from, we don't know. But whoever that uses it, or will use it, is said to be the owner of the certificate, and that person should be held responsible for whatever come out of that.
Let's look at another.
It's sad.
Let's look at another perspective to this matter. What Adegoke said, evaluating the probative value of Tinubu's academic records to Atiku's appeal at the Supreme Court. Adegoke Rashid, SAN, submitted there was nothing that the PDP flag bearer and his legal team could do with them. Is that true? He said Atiku in his petition neither made, and hold on. He said Atiku and his petition, neither made an allegation of forgery nor challenged Tinubu's educational qualifications. Barrister.
That is the issue before the Supreme Court. It will be premature for us to be looking at that. But I am aware that the issue regarding qualification of the president was put forward as part of the grants upon which a PDP petitioned the court. In other words, if you look at Section 134 of the Electoral Act, one of the grants to petition is that person was not qualified at the time of the election. So if you say somebody is not qualified, you give reason why he's not qualified. You said his academic credentials were not correct. So if you mention that one, what are you saying? Have you not talked about his academic credentials? If you say somebody is not qualified because he has no certificate or his certificate is this and that, must you mention a particular CSU before you can do that? Because like I said, it's going to be about technicalities at the Supreme Court. It's not about law. It's not about the truth. It's not about whether or not that document was actually forged or it's not forged. It's going to be about technicality of admissibility of those documents before the court. That is going to be the issue before the Supreme Court. That is the major issue that the Supreme Court will be looking at in that regard. It's not about whether or not actually the document was forged or it was not forged. So for me, it's about law, and let's leave it for the Supreme Court to decide in that regard. But I am aware that that one of the grants or the petition of the PDP or the Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is that the president was not qualified at the time the election was conducted.
Help us you're a lawyer. Help us understand why some SANs have said that the CSU document may add no value to Atiku's case.
The line is breaking. The line is breaking.
All right. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Beautiful.
Yes, now.
Okay. Now, you are a lawyer, like I said. I said, help us understand why you think that some SANs are saying that that the CSU document, rather, may add no value to Atiku's case at the Apex Court.
I've told you, what I'm trying to say is that, look, that Atiku may likely not be able to bring that document before the court. In other words, the court may not admit it. So if the court is not admitted, if the court refuses to accept it, that means that the court will not look at it. That is the meaning. So probably that's all that they're looking into. Because like I said, the issue of admissibility of that document at the Supreme Court will be one of the major issues that will be argued at the legal argument before the Supreme Court. Whether or not that document can be brought in, whether or not it cannot be brought in, whether or not is an issue that should be looked into by the Supreme Court will be an issue. So they are of the opinion that the Supreme Court will not look at it, because some of them are saying because the Supreme Court is not a trial court, you cannot bring a document before the Supreme Court. And I have said that, look, Section 22 of the Supreme Court Act empower the Supreme Court to admit new documents or new evidence. You only have to satisfy 3 conditions. One, that document was not available at the time when you file your case. In other words, that not only that it's not available, that you don't it's impracticable for you to see that document at that time. 2, that the document is credible. 3, that it will have concrete effects on the judgment. So if you are able to place all this before the court, and the court is satisfied, the court will accept it. So it's not as if it cannot be accepted by the court. But it's not automatic. It is at the discretion of the Supreme Court justices. So the Supreme Court justices have the discretion as to whether or not to accept it or not to accept it. So if they look at it and say, look, yes, we have fulfilled all these conditions that is needed. We are satisfied that this document is credible. We are satisfied that this document is have a crucial effect on the case. And we are satisfied that it was not available or particularly unavailable for you at the time when you filed the case. Then they will be considered to be accepted by the court. For people to say, Supreme Court don't do that. It's not possible. It cannot be done. It's mischievous. It was done in 2008 case by a former CJ Onoge. It says so that it can be done. Supreme Court can do it. In another case of UBA PSC versus BTL Industry Limited in 2005, it was also said, same thing was said, that it can be used. New document can be admitted by the Supreme Court. So if anybody is saying, probably if anybody is saying so, it's either he's not aware, he does not know that law, or he's not aware, or he just want to be mischievous. Either of the two. Because I listened to one SAN2 yesterday at that station, and I was looking at him. I was saying, look, this is a sui generis. The Supreme Court, the Supreme Court law does not apply. Procedure does not apply to electoral matter. The electoral act that applies. Forgetting that Section 55 of the fourth schedule of the Electoral Act says that the rules and procedure to be adopted at the Supreme Court will be the rule of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
You are getting my point. So what we are reading now is, are they not part of the Supreme Court law or rules? So that Section 55 said what will be adopted as a practice and procedure will be that practice and procedure of the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal, as the case may be. So I think sometimes, it's not that you are an SAN or you are a senior lawyer does not mean that you know all the law. And does not mean, and the fact that you are an SAN does not mean you know the law more than other people who are not SAN. It's just a privilege for you to become an SAN. It's not automatic. It's not by exam that you say because he passed, you do not pass. That's why it's an SAN. No, it's not about you knowing the law than other people. It's a privilege, and I respect it. So if you have the qualification in terms of the number of cases you have handled at the Supreme Court and other places, you have the money to fortify your office, you can apply for it and they will give you. If you have people also in the corridor of power that will push it for you. Because it's about, I won't lie to you. When people like 500 apply for a position and they will pick 25, there will be lobby. There will be lobby. So there will be man or man in it.
Okay.
So no matter how good you are, if you don't know anybody, you may not get it. So it's not when you say somebody at SCN says so or says this and that. That is his opinion.
Okay.
That does not represent the law. Even judges, they are not judges because they are the one who know the law more than other people. They are judges because they are appointed to be judged. Well, and they are not judges and their position are not final just because the judge's position is the correct position of the law. No, the law says so. Not because it is so. It's because the law says so. That whatever the judge says, whether correctly or incorrect or not correct, is correct and is final. So that does not make it that does not say that once a judge says something, that thing was said, that was the actual correct position of the thing. The judge can make error. He can make error. And that's why we have three layers. We have appeals. You can go from High Court to Court of Appeal and Court of Appeal to Supreme Court in case there's an error. So it's not as if when you say somebody an SCN, that whatever he says, any other person that says anything otherwise, it's not correct. No, it's not. There's nothing like that. A SCN is an SCN. He's just a lawyer like also a lawyer. The SCN because he has a privilege.
All right, Barry Satunji. It means that it would be very, very interesting to see how Atiku's legal team intend to use the CSU certificates since they had previously lost the case at the tribunal. It's going to be very, very interesting, I think so. But then, don't forget I mentioned that Udiwa described these as a shocking and shameful case of identity theft and certificate forgery, which has exposed the president as somebody who is not who doesn't have the capacity. And they said that he is deceiving Nigerians, or he has deceived Nigerians over for several decades. The human rights group said Tinubu has no moral or legal right to continue to occupy the highest office in the land, having violated the constitution and the electoral laws of Nigeria. They also accused Tinubu of being involved in other criminal activities such as drug trafficking and money laundering, citing some documents reportedly obtained from the U.S. authorities that linked him to these offenses. Now, the human rights group therefore urged the Supreme Court not to act like Judas Iscariot who betrayed Jesus Christ by allowing him, malfeasance to,
that is a misplaced priority. We are a country governed by law and procedure. I expect they should direct that letter to National Assembly and put pressure on National Assembly. So look, these are the allegations against the president.
Okay.
These allegations are enough for you to commence impeachment proceeding against the president. Kindly commence this proceeding. I think it would be better than go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court don't rely on things outside the court. Like I said, in court, you may have good case. Your case is good, perfect. But if you don't have good lawyer, or if you are not able to present your case, or your lawyer is not able to present your case properly before the court, you will lose the case. The case in court is not about who is saying the truth or who has the truth in his hand. It's about who can present the truth or the facts before the court, so that the court will look at it vis-a-vis the law. So if you have a good case and you are not able to present that case before the court properly, you will lose your case. You have a bad case, you are able to present your case properly, you win. That's our court. Court is not about who is saying the truth. It's not about the truth if you don't know. So you know. It's not about what we are saying is truth. No, it's not the truth. If the truth is not present, if the truths are not before the court will not see it. So you must present those truths before the court for the court to see it, and in a way that will be clear to the court. If you have the truth and you are not able to present it to the court thoroughly, we may have all these allegations, all these documents, all these things.
Let's hear.
And the court, and it's not before the court. The court will not consider them. They'll just look away from it.
Again, let me relate what the Minister of Foreign Affairs said. He said that the present administration does not have time to waste on frivolous issues following controversy surrounding the president's claim of having attended, and attained the CSU in the United States of America. In his words, he said there is a tendency to always try to distract and detain people on such frivolous issues as opposed to facing the major issue of development. according to him, say we don't have time to waste on that. What's the reaction to that, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid?
And to avoid that distraction is the reason why we are saying that, look, we should adjust our system in a way that a petition or whatever that we have on ground will have been concluded before a president is sworn in, so that he won't be distracted. So you cannot say because you are now the president, you have a case to answer, then they should look away and say because you are the president. No, I think it's high time for us to look into our law or our system, because I am of the opinion that we may not even need to change our law, but the only thing is that we need more time to do our election. We can do election a year before it's training, so that by the time, because this petition takes like 6-7 months or 8 months. So by the time we finish all the petition, then you can swear in the president. But you swear in the president and it's on ground and having a case to answer, and you are saying they should not pursue the case because it's been distracted. How? Why do you have a case to answer? If you have a case to answer, go and answer it and then continue to do the job. It's not only the president that's working. He has people who are working for him. He gives direction. So let them continue their work and then let him be facing his crisis. So for me, I think I don't see any distraction in that one. Yes, if it's distraction, that would be a good reason for us to change our law to make sure that, look, the president is not sworn until the whatever that is on ground in terms of petition is clear before the court.
Voice of the people, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Before I let you go, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, I just want you to speak on what's it called now? The 100 billion naira CNG buses. You know, the Senate has rejected the CBN loans and warned Tinubu against illegal spending. What do you have to say about that?
You know, we have a government in place that is always not coming clean. We don't. Most time this government they don't plan before execution. They start execution before planning or thinking of what to do. I tell you, this labor strike that has been called off. In the next 1 month, they will still come back and say the same thing. You cannot talk about CNG buses. All anything you are planning, you must be budgeted for. If there is no budget for a particular you must know where the money will come from. So if there is no budget for it, you can't implement it. So I think the National Assembly is right to say, look, you must come for a budget in this regard, or you want to buy, and you should not be borrowing money, because we don't want to borrow money. That is why we remove subsidy. We remove subsidy because they say they don't want to borrow money any longer. We don't do no more borrow. That's what they told us, and they remove subsidy in that regard. So what is the reason why they want to borrow more money now? Is that not double standard? Is that not reversal of policy in a way? As far as I'm concerned, the National Assembly should not allow them borrow money unnecessarily, should not allow them engage in projects that is not budgeted for, or engage in projects that's not part of our planning. We should look at things in a way that is in line with the law.
The Senate has advised him to seek a supplementary budget, for that initiative. Don't you think that's a good plan, or they shouldn't just? Even without the advice of the Senate, that is the normal thing to do. You can't spend any money that's not budgeted for without budget. The president should know that. Those who are around the president should know that. You don't just spend money. You don't just do like the former president did the same thing. He bought Tucano jets without approval, without budget. And people were saying, we need the Tucano jets. So he should be waiting for National Assembly and miss out on this and that. This is why the country is where it is today. We ignore law, and whatever is in our favor, we support it. Tomorrow another person will come and now follow that particular president will now be complaining because it's not in our favor at that time. We need to do things in line with law. Plan very well. When you plan very well, you won't regret it. We are having what we're having today in terms of a hardship that we're having today, just because there was no proper planning before subsidy was removed. There was no proper planning to say to talk about FS qualification equalization. There was no proper planning on how the hardship that would follow the subsidy removal will be cushioned. That's why we're having trouble. So I urge the president and the government to always think properly before making policies and bringing up decisions. The government is in power to help citizens.
to provide welfare and security for the people, not to create hardship for the citizens. So any government that is telling me to tighten my belts and then or to ready for more hardship, it's not in government to serve me. It's in government to do another thing. That is not the spirit of the law. The law is that, look, Section 14.2, the welfare and security is the paramount. It should be the paramount responsibility of the government. So if you want to bring out any policy, and that policy will affect people negatively, you must not go in that route.
Now, again, the federal government will this month now commence disbursement of its Iyaloja funds to 1.5 million market women across the country to boost their capital and businesses.
Iyaloja fund, just like trader money. For me, it's an indirect for buying again, for buying people to your side. That's why I see. Because what happened? What? Tell me the effects of that trader money in our economy today, where they share money all through. You want to share money? What is the yardstick? Who are the beneficiaries? What qualifies them to be a beneficiary? Where is the verified data that you? How are they picked? This will go to all the people who are members of the party or people who are closer to people in government. Okay. People who are related to people who are in power or in a particular party. That's what they are trying to do. So that's not the way to go. No, but government is run up by sharing money. When you share money, you can't solve any problem in that regard. What the hardship on ground today, sharing money will not solve it. We need critical thinking and critical solution, which is the job of the government. The government is in power to solve problems. They are not in power to complain. And the president, good enough, the president has said, I know what I am coming to meet, and don't pity me. So nobody should pity the president. He knows his job, and he knows what he has applied for.
Thank you Thank you so very much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, for talking to us this afternoon.
Let me also add that I'm not expecting a miraculous president, because I'm aware people do not vote for a miracle president, because a miracle president will be a fake president. When you say somebody is miracle, what is miracle? What is magic? Sorry, magic. A magician president will be a fake president. So, and the president is not the fake president. So I don't want a magical president. I want a real president.
Thank you.
To do what he wants.
Thank you so very much, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, for talking to us this afternoon. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much.
Do have a beautiful day today.
Thank you.
All right. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it's crucial that we foster an environment of respect, empathy, and understanding. As we lead healthy discussions and diverse opinions, it is important to ensure that these opinions are backed by facts and grounded in truth. Slanderous statements and baseless accusations not only harm individuals but also undermine the very fabric of our community. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take the time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory or offensive language. 3. Encourage healthy debate. Embrace the opportunity to engage in constructive conversations. 4. Lead by example. As a listener, you have a powerful voice. Thank you for joining us today. Together, let's make a difference by embracing factual dialogue and promoting respect in our conversations. As always, we value your opinions and encourage you to call in and share your thoughts responsibly. To be part of the conversation, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Again, 0700 903 903 903. You may send your WhatsApp messages to 0700 903 9039. Always remember, words have power. Use them wisely.
All right, don't forget, words have power. Use them correctly. Use them wisely. Okay? That's all I have to say. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. Now, let's go straight to the phone lines and get your responses. Okay? But hey, please do take it easy. Take it very, 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 very easy. I beg you. No. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Again, 0700 903 903 903. Then WhatsApp 0700 903-9039 is the number to also call. I mean, via WhatsApp too, yeah, to call. Okay, so shall we go now? Shall we go? Let's go. Be very, very civil. I would say too, yeah, be very, very civil. And be as brief as possible. 60 seconds for everyone. Thank you so much. Let's go there. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ikami Judy.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Chicks. I'm calling from UK.
Welcome, Chooks.
This is the predicted time. I know you have believed now. Yeah, I know you believed now that Nigerians are not, just accusing the president or saying things that they don't understand or they don't know the facts. Now we can't say allegedly. We can substantially say that our president forged certificates. Nobody can stop me from saying so because that is what is on ground now. And it is very funny. And we talk about. I thank your guest because he really spoke well. He spoke well. The problem we have in this country is, we thinking that we have people who represent us. I call upon the National Assembly in the past. What can they do? I spoke about it. How can you allow? It is. We don't even need to remind these people that you are looking for investors, you are looking for international relations and all this, and your president have this baggage. It's so shameful. But I hope you, the media, we understand now that we are not farming anything. We are just saying the truth. And these elders and pastors we have always find a way to shut us up. That is exactly the fight we are in now.
Right.
Ikami Judy, just watch. The next step for these people is to tell us for national unity, let us go home. But I tell you one thing, we are all on it. You see, you're going to go and look for visas to travel. You're going to go and look for International Business Association. We are all on it. You see this rain?
All right.
It will beat everybody. Thank you, Ikami Judy.
Thank you so very much for calling. Thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. Okay. Someone sent in a message. He said, please, what is the main purpose of the West African court? If the Nigerian court refused to accept the empirical proof that Tinubu forged the certificate he presented to INEC, why won't Atiku seek justice from the West African court? That's from Augustine, who sent in that from Apapa, Olodi Apapa. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Bros.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning from New York City.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good.
My name is Sebastian.
Welcome.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
In a Sena claim, I believe that what has happened now, which is a national disgrace to our collective persons, it will have been very, very helpful if the current president resigned, because you cannot stand on a moral ground and try to lead a nation when the process that brought you in, if you go back as far as when he was the governor of Lagos State, when this whole thing started, the process has always been tinted. It's odious. Is harmful. It has been harmful to the collective well-being of the country. So what would have been great for him is to say, I resign. That's what would have happened in other countries. In the US, it would have happened. In South Korea, I believe there was a female minister, a few years ago, that got caught up in a corruption scandal. I think she resigned and they prosecuted her and landed in jail. So, but in our African situation, we don't resign. We try to feel as if we are untouchable. The foul. I mean, the wind is blowing now, and we are now seeing the nyash. Let me use like that. The nyash of the foul. So the president should help us so that we can heal properly. The National Assembly should also try to, like the other your previous guest was saying, should be the one leading the charge to remove the president from power. Supreme Court may not do it; they may do it with all the overwhelming evidence that we have seen now. They should do the needful.
Thank you.
To save our country from international embarrassment.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate
God bless you. Have a good day.
Bless you too. Have a good day too. All right. This person is saying, if Nigeria doesn't kill these technicalities that are clearly eroding our national values, technicalities will kill Nigeria. Supreme Court doesn't need anything again on this matter. Psychologically, the mere fact that Tinubu fed that if his academic records are released, that it will cause him irreparable damage is enough signal for Supreme Court to want to admit it in evidence. That was what even provoked the Chicago court's decision to order for it. Comrade Godfrey from Surulere sent in that message. Okay. Let me see if I can also read this one or take this call first. Good afternoon to you.
Said that his academic
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Jude.
Yes, I can hear you. What's your name?
I'll keep it civil. I'll keep it civil.
Please do keep it civil. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. What I want to say is that all this increment in labor for 6 months, why 6 months? Is that an agreement? What kind of agreement is that? Have you had such in any part of the world? When it comes to a salary increment, I've been here for 2 years. Every year, minimum wage is reviewed. Last year, there was an increment. This year, there was an increment. But yours is just for only 6 months. They are just doing all this into douse tension. See, the market woman let stop money also is to douse tension. Yesterday, I was speaking when I told you that alleged when I told you that you made I stand to give a correction in a given speech. Today, it is obvious before the world that what we were saying yesterday was actually the right thing. Now, the National Assembly, when you come to National Assembly, I think other small parties and the PDP, they have some fraction of vote against the APC. If they are sincere to themselves, let them go against the APC and the majority, let the majority carry the vote. We are waiting for them. It's high time they tell us what they are doing there. Thank you very much.
What's your name?
I'm Ugo.
Okay, thank you so much, Ugo.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for calling us.
Yeah.
All right. VOPFM, let's read more messages. The name Asiwaju, Tinubu's popular title, is a Yoruba compilation that carries the burden of Yoruba ethical principles, and it means the one who leads. And fundamentally, leadership is a moral responsibility and should be by example. But it's so ironic that the bearer of this title is manifesting the direct opposite of what the title implies, bringing shame and disgrace not just on the Yorubas alone, but on all the ethnic groups in Nigeria as a whole and all the black nations of the world. How at the mighty Nigeria fallen. That is from Divine sent that from Ikotun. All right, let's go here. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mr. Babatunde from Ejibo.
Welcome.
Yeah, please, may I make my contribution, please?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we are at the peak in Nigeria now. People in power coming us. It's only the people, we the masses, that we can in the sense that when we investigate and the hammer of law will hit us. But all these big men, all these politicians, they cannot commit anything and they will not bring them to book. So I don't think Tinubu should take power. That's standard. Though we've known this for long, it has been going on for long ago. But I see no reason why anybody doesn't want to help. We must obviously cannot help. Please, my brother, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Please, do you think we must can sue the government if it is possible? I am ready to put that up. We are tired of all this scandalous behavior that they give to us. Do you think we can sue them? I have been thinking about this since for a long time. I want to know.
As well.
This is too much. This is too much.
As well.
This is too much.
As well.
This is too much. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You see, there are sometimes let's just no need talking, no need going too far. But I'll say something after this call. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Kami Jude.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Prince from California.
Welcome, Prince.
Yes, I've listened to all the contributions so far, and your guest was top notch. Okay, he touched a lot of places that I would have loved to touch, and he did well in them. However, the simple message I just have to say is this. Those judges and those lawyers and foreign ministers saying all those things that they're saying, I hope their children are overseas. They will experience what we've been experiencing since this week. Everywhere you go, even people from Liberia, people from Sierra Leone, tell us, our president, got such baggage. I just want to keep it simple. In as much as I don't want to use any foul language, what I'm just going to say is that what goes around comes around. It will come and it will hit them, and it will hit them so bad. That's all I can say this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, from California. I appreciate you so much. Okay, we'll take more calls now, right? Let's do so. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello? Okay. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be part of this beautiful conversation this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Judy.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, this is Monday from Agege. I'm listening to your show. This one is very, very interesting. See, please, let us call the spell a spell and let us say the truth. And the truth will set you free. It will set Nigeria free. This is the opportunity that Atiku Abubakar will use to fight the case. And everything that they are doing is genuine because everything that social media, the global world is doing is going viral. And it's going all over the world. And it's bringing shame to the whole president of the country that called himself Jagaban. This man does not have the certificate, and everything he has is not real, it's not genuine. It's not what computer is printing. This is what Atiku Abubakar will use to win the case, and if we need him as a president, and he will come in and he will survive it and he will win it. This man does not go to a Chicago school. Abroad are civilized more than Nigeria. Abroad they are not a fool for making us know what is going on behind the sea. This is what Atiku Abubakar is telling us, and we have to know the facts and the truth, so as we will not be bringing a violent word to your station or taking your program as a war front. No, let us make it clear. Because that man say when breeze blow, foul natch go open. We go see how we be. Everything is clear and clear. But he's trying to secure his own reputation and he's trying to save his own name so that they will not rub it to the mud because he have money and have this thing. The Constitution said no president or no governor is above the law. But we are above the law because we are in power and we don't want to come out in power. No, the more you are doing this, the more you are rubbing your name to the mud.
Oh, thank you so very much.
You cannot eat your cake, you cannot have it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Check the time, it's 2:44 p.m. just right here in Nigeria. Okay. I want to see if I could play this briefly. Can I? Let's see if it's possible to do this. Let's see. What is it trying to say? Can we listen to him?
Good afternoon, Mr. Ekamijide. I like what Huriwa is saying. You know, I want to use this opportunity to call on other civil liberties organizations, especially in Lagos and other states and other human rights organizations, to appeal to Mr. President to step down, to resign honorably, and also appeal to the National Assembly to start proceedings, impeachment proceedings against the president, because this has cost us a lot of embarrassment. And we should not take it. We should learn in this country to call a spade a spade. Let us call a spade a spade. Not when we see black, we say it's white. And this is what is killing us. And as long as we remain like this, Nigeria cannot grow. So we have to start now and call a spade so that we move forward. Thank you very much. My name is John Bosco from First Tag.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Adi calling from London.
Welcome.
I just want to contribute to the program, the topic of the program.
Let's go.
Yeah, I spoke with you the other time and I sent you a WhatsApp copy of what is going on in United Kingdom regarding the nurses who came from Nigeria with their certificate. You know.
Oh,
and I'm glad that
I remember.
This. I sent it via this number I'm calling you on WhatsApp. And I'm glad that somebody mentioned the same thing just a while ago now regarding the way other African countries are making fun of us, you know. And and I'm surprised because I was listening to one of the journalists this one. I don't know whether she mentioned the name, Mr. Bax, telling us that they never said anything, that Chicago has never said anything about the certificate. They just said everything is normal, everything is okay, there's no smoking on, blah blah blah. And I'm shocked, you know. And it made me believe that these people are not repentant at all. They are not repentant at all. Because Mr. Abat himself is a beneficiary of this kind of situation, you know. Once upon a time, they are not repentant at all, Mr. Judy. They are not repentant at all. And from what from what he's speaking, if he's speaking the mind of those people, I don't think they are ready to relinquish power, because the president must do the right thing and must save us, Nigeria. It's not about him now; it's about Nigeria. We're crying out loud. It's about Nigeria. It's about the way people perceive us outside. Right. You know, because some of them, they say all those certificates people are carrying about, think you went to school, you went to university, you have PhD. They are fake.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. And perception is everything. Perception is everything. The way people perceive you, before you can redeem that image, it may take forever, if ever you are able to. I will the president go and speak to Joe Biden, to Rishi Sunak, to Putin, to the Chinese president. When they know the kind of person he is, would they ever even want to see him or have a word with him at all? Not talk of the other African countries.
It's okay.
I mean, the man should do the right and just vacate the position and let the process begin. And maybe then we start to redeem our image.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. This person is saying what is going on in this country is highly worrisome. Those who eat on illegality will always glorify illegality. Those that are supporting the certificate forgery are dragging Nigerians both here and in diaspora into the mud. We should be very careful. Okay. Thank you so much for dropping that. All right. Okay, good day, VOP. My name is Bolu from Ikotun. We are in the same country. Our legislature would have started impeachment proceedings of Mr. President. Okay. All right. Thank you. We are no kids. Tinubu did not attend any institutions. I know of some people who much intelligence without going to school. If actually he attended Chicago University, claimed by him, it would have been long resolved long ago. Remember late Gani Fawahimi was on this matter. Tinubu should have quietly go to LASU part-time 4 years program and obtain a degree and save himself from this embarrassment. The Chicago University is being diplomatic to quell the embarrassment from both sides. No proof of primary and secondary schools from Mr. President. I smell identity theft here. Ezekiel from Ejigbo dropped that one. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's your name?
Okay. Emeka from UK.
All right.
Kamijila, your guests there have spoken well, They have touched all aspects. Well, the issue now, Jude, you and I know what is going in Nigeria, and it's quite unfortunate that such a thing happened. My question goes like this. Why did Mr. President forge the certificate if he truly knows that he went to Chicago University? If someone lost his certificate or something like that, at least I'll call the school, see. I lost my certificate. I think the school can provide some, a coverable something to show that it's authentic. That is where everything lies. Why is he forging the certificate since he went to the CSU? That is the problem. But now the onus lies with the judiciary. And see the type of content we are calling, you be better, we better. How can you be better? Jude ask me, how could that Nigeria be better with this type of shenanigans going on? Look at the type of people in the National Assembly, self-centered people, selfish people. All are there just for their own selfish interests. That is it. And the develop content like here now. Immediately say before this is going, you just resign honorable and go your way. They're waiting to this stage to be embarrassed. Why are Nigerians become a tight syndrome in the government? Because of what the selfish interest, not for them.
Okay. Thank you.
For selfish interest, my brother.
Thank you.
Calling for Nigeria to be good. I think it will start from the leaders, not from us. Nigerians will have to show us example. Thank you, my brother.
I appreciate your call. Thank you. What is even surprising me is that you don't need to be a graduate to contest for the office of the president, just like our former president, PMB, who tendered a WIAC certificate. It would have been better for him to have tendered his secondary school certificate instead of all these issues about the CSU certificate. God bless Nigeria, our beloved country. Bishop Adonai from Ejigbo Market sent in that one. Okay, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good morning, Kamajule.
Okay. Good afternoon from Nigeria.
This is Tony from Chicago.
Welcome.
Yeah, I have a little contribution. Like the last caller said, it is obvious that our president attend the Chicago University. First of all, I want to point the female, when you have everybody has a social security number here, and it's not two. Mine cannot be yours. When you go to that document, you see the social security number there for that female, and it traced to be a female. It's never Tinubu, we know. There's no way two people have the same social security number. The person that admitted the social security number is there on that document. That's nailed it. There's no way you have the same, even if you cannot have the same name. If you have the same name, you cannot have the same social security number in America. Yours must be different from mine. So the social security number that is who admitted the Bola Tinubu there is not our president.
All right.
And if it's our president, why would he not go and request for a new? If he lost, if you lost your result, you have to write to the school to request for it. This thing happens since first time when he invited for the governor of Lagos State. Till now he couldn't request for it. That means he didn't attend the school. You can look at tell me that. Okay, it's quite embarrassing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. I would touch on a couple of messages, just few though, and wrap things up this afternoon. It's not the president's fault, but the so-called professors who brought this shame to us and those in diaspora. Oh, you're watching from what? Okay. Let's read more messages now. Good afternoon, Jonathan from Lagos. It's a big shame to Nigeria, power, but in case of Tinubu and Atiku, is different power in Africa. What are you trying to say? If you want to live long, never fight for these four things: power and control, money, love, respect. All right, I think we have to go. Check your time. We have to go. We have to go. I'm so sorry. We will not be able to take calls, okay? But I will be here tomorrow again by 1 p.m. on the DOT. Yes, I'll be here tomorrow. And I'll be here with a former commissioner of police. Yes. To look at these things again. But one thing I want to say to us is, let's just be patient. Let's be patient and prayerful. All we want is a good country. All we want is a blessed country. All we want is a prosperous country. And that will definitely come one day, someday, very soon. Yes, let's keep hope alive. There's no need to insult anyone. You don't have to insult anyone. You don't have to call names or da. No, that's not it. Okay? And always keep your conversation civil whenever you're calling us. All right? Yes. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. On social media, I am Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. Okay? Yeah. We'll talk more there. Okay? And hey, for this program, there is a WhatsApp platform where we talk more extensively. We meet each other. We just talk. It's a continuation of whatever we do here live. All right? Even right there, people are talking. It's a WhatsApp platform for matters on VOP 90.3 FM. So in case you want to belong to the platform, it's easy, simple. Just add me to 070-121-46454. Again, 070-121-46454. And someone will add you. Always be civil, even when you get there. Thank you so very much. I'm out of here. Jude Ikami Jude. I'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon.
Listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others.